Alright everyone, so here I have the 15-foot skiff hull, well the mold for the skiff hull. So this is the one of the new ventures I'm talking about. I'm not a boat builder, I have no experience building boats, however I do like them. And I'm getting into some maritime activities, so I'm good with my hands. So I'm trying out my luck. So what we have here is the start of the 15-foot hull mold. So this is not the actual boat, this is the mold that we're building, and then we'll use this to shape the actual boat out of fiberglass and resin. So originally I had planned to finish this as a tiller setup. I wanted to put a center console. I'm still planning to do so, however I am aware that a center console will eliminate some space inside on the deck, and that's not what I want. However, this is not a commercial fishing boat, this is more of a recreational craft. I will do some fishing in it. This is mostly to do some recreational fishing and to go out on the sandbars and to have a good time, you know. So as you can see here, we joined the planks of the hull with just a strip of the mold with just a strip of plywood. The gaps will be filled out with a mixture of epoxy and resin. Well, not epoxy and resin, I'm sorry. Epoxy and sawdust. That mixture is like a peanut butter consistency, and we'll fill the gaps out with all of that, and then we sand it back down to meet the curvature of the hull. So as you can see right here, sorry about that. So we'll fill in these grooves. And then we'll just sand it back down to meet the curve of the hull. So the transom is not yet on, and as I said, this is just the start of the mold. What I'm planning to do next, before laying on any more planks for the hull, is to put in the stem. Now this is just a mock-up of the stem. The actual stem will be made out of a piece of 4x4, and it will protrude from the bottom a bit, from the base a bit, so it can begin the V entry for the V bottom of the boat. Now the stem itself will be cut from a 4x4, as I said, to meet the angle of the bow. The midsection now, as I mentioned earlier, I'm still thinking of installing a center console on it. So I'm going to widen out the midsection of it a bit, so we have more space to walk around the center console. So it may shorten the length of the hull a bit. So it's a little bit longer than 15 feet. It's, I think, 15 feet 3 inches. I'll have to measure it up again just to check. But it will shorten it back a bit after widening this out. So the hull now, as you can see, the strips that I have on the inside to connect the planks, that's just because I'm going to flip the boat over, and that's how I'm going to lay the fiberglass on it to build the boat. I know that traditionally fiberglass are boats built with the fiberglass laid on the inside, and then you pull the bolt out of the mold. We're going to flip this over, do the reverse, polish the surface to a mirror-like finish, and lay the fiberglass and build out the shape of the hull. Then we'll pull it off. So it's basically a reverse mold style thing. But yeah, I do like the shape. It's kind of an arrowhead shape. And it's transom. And this is about almost 4 feet. It's about 3.7 feet transom. Look at the curvature. Nice. And then we look at the other one. Yeah. So any unevenness, any slight unevenness with the planks or the hull, that will be straightened out with the frame that we put in. So now the frame, both sides will be built with accurate equal angles. So any inconsistencies with the hull will be corrected when we install the actual frames. So it's a V bottom, not a deep V, a shallow V. So it's not really meant for offshore. It can be taken offshore. However, that would have to be done on a very good day, meaning good weather. And I am not an experienced boat captain or anything like that, so I don't plan to take this out. This is just a bay boat. Inside the bay, just a little bit out on the reef, on the sandbars, I said, to do some recreational fishing and try out the skills of my hands. As I said, I'm good with my hands, so, and I'm good with my brain as well. So yeah, it looks actually nice, you know. This strip that I have in here isn't permanent. This is just to keep the width and to keep the angles of the planks in place. When the sun is actually hit on it, it actually set the plywood in place. So I have good hopes that it will come out. The mold will come out good. And once the mold come out good, then it's up to doing the fiberglass work properly, polishing the surface properly, to ensure that I can actually release the boat from the mold. If the surface is not polished, based on the research that I've done, it ain't coming off. So yeah, so just eat that now. So yeah, so what I have next to do is to now install the stem from a 4x4 piece of lumber cut to fit the angle of the bow. Then I'll install the rest of the side planking. Then I'll install the back plate of the transom. Then I'll start to work on the V bottom. Now after that, we'll use the epoxy and sawdust mixture as a body filler or bonder agent, and to fill out the gaps and the grooves, to make, so I'm able to sand it out to make a very smooth and even surface all around, so that I can start to polish and wax, sand, polish and wax, so it can meet the requirement to lay up the fiberglass on it so that it won't stick to the mold. So as I said, I don't have experience in building boats, but I do like them, and I've always liked them. So I'm excited to see where this will take me. So thank you for watching, everyone, and when we see each other again, this will have moved significantly further, and we should all be impressed as someone who has no experience. But I am good with my hands, as I said, and I am good with my brain. So I'll see you then.